Even when they've had surgery, many of these dogs won't tolerate the heat well. So we would usually say if you're going to exercise them, do it in the morning when it's cool, or perhaps in the evening when it's cool. Don't push them too hard. If they're struggling and it's too hot, then don't go out, stay inside. Ideally keep them inside in air conditioning if it's a very hot day. And make sure they've always got water available, and don't let them get fat. Being fat makes everything much worse.
Christmas is a really popular time for people to bring a new pet into the family. And it's really important for everybody to think, what's the type of pet that suits our family and our lifestyle? And then the second thing is, how are we going to be able to financially accommodate the care that this pet needs? So that means being prepared, thinking about preventative health, and how are you going to cope when something does go wrong? So thinking about how we're going to pay for the care that these pets need. The guys with the flat faces, they need that extra level of care. So quite often, most of them really, they'll benefit from some degree of corrective surgery. So sometimes it's a surgery to widen their noses, sometimes it's a surgery to shorten their palate at the back, and that surgery has a cost associated with it. So we need to have a plan about how we're going to accommodate the care that these guys need. Other thing that's really important when we look at these guys is we want a dog that's as anatomically normal as possible. So we want the longest nose that we can possibly get, because longer nose means longer airway and more capacity for them to cool. So when we're looking at purchasing a pet, we want to have a look at that pet, and we want to have a look at their brothers and sisters ideally. We want to look at mum and dad, and we want to think about, are they making noise during the course of normal breathing? Because normal breathing should be silent.
The thing that would really make them at much less risk would be to breed dogs with longer noses, like they used to be maybe 50 years ago. It's more recently that we've seen these dogs with very compressed faces, and even in my time as a vet from the early 90s when I started the practice, they've become more and more extreme and had more and more problems, and we're seeing more and more of them to be treated surgically. And it's a pity, because they're lovely little dogs. It's a shame that they have to suffer this.